because we don't see those cases reported in a large number. So there is very much a case of registration first and verification second. The Delhi police does a verification of the antecedents of the domestic labor, but they don't do the verification of what is happening to the domestic labor inside the four walls of the house. I do not know if there can be a law for this, but probably there is a case for this, because whether that domestic labor is actually just doing domestic labor or there are more dimensions to that exploitation has to be also looked into. And one last point, I'm surprised, I talked about measurability and databases. I'm surprised that the Labour Department, which runs what is called the green and the red card, if I'm not mistaken, about migration, people migrating from the villages. I'm surprised that that data is not in the public domain, or if it is in the public domain, that is not shareable data, that's not being shared across the board, because even the police should have it, even other stakeholders should have it. And if there is a track of who is going out to the village, and there is something to the effect that he or she is going out for this work, this nature of work, then probably that will be the starting point of monitoring, because something which is monitored, it creates some sense of security already. That is the beginning of the sense of security of a person who is traveling, forced or unforced, to the labour market.
I have a short question. And first of all, thank you all the panelists. Question is to Ms. Das from West Bengal. You are a government official. It's a law, question is on law enforcement decision. On behalf of the law enforcement officials in West Bengal and across the country, you know, the major issue concerns the post-rescue rehabilitation is not a legal mandate. Constitutional mandate, yes, not a legal mandate. Can you renew the registration? Can you renew the registration West Bengal? Whereby you make it a legal mandate. Which law, actual law is the law, law, whereby this rescue, post-rescue rehabilitation, counseling and repatriation and all the activities are part of the legal carrying the law.
Whether we can bring a legal piece of, legalize in that sense, but what the government has decided is that the draft policy, which is under active circulation of all the convergent departments, we will be actually passing it through the cabinet, and then this, the rehabilitation, rescue rehabilitation, the both will be tied up together in a sort of program. So it will be mandatory on behalf of the government to ensure the rehabilitation of all the rescue. Let's go.
Great. And I'm told we have time for one more question.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. This question is from Ms. Das. My name is Ruby Basu. I'm representing your rights here. Many congratulations for your voluntary initiative. But in practical terms, if we break down the figure of 750 rupees for scholarship, it comes to 62 rupees 50 paisa per month. So are we to believe that the girls in our villages are worth only 62 rupees 50 paisa in terms of scholarship money? Secondly, in our experience we have seen that most of these girls don't have any document of ID. How that obstacle has been overcome? How have you ensured that these bank accounts which have been opened are authentic enough? Thank you.
Regarding your question, we agree that the amount is very less, but what the government would like to point out is that not exactly the amount, but the initiative to retain them. We are trying to increase it. Our state is slightly impoverished compared to the other states. So that is encouraging them, it's motivating them to come back. To take the money in that terms, I think it's many more than what the amount you broke it down into. Number one. Number two is, since the RTE, all this education are free, so they are getting midday meal, they are getting scholarship, other scholarships. Those who are in the other social groups like SC, ST, OBC, minorities, they get other scholarships, which is not linked to Kanyashri. It's not that if they get Kanyashri, they won't get that scholarship. So on top of that, they are also getting getting it, and they're also getting dresses. All these kinds of inputs are also coming. Maybe we'll be able to increase in future. And so for the documentation you said, the thing is very easy because it is only if the headmaster or the mistress, they are recognizing them as a regular student in the school, the banks are going to the school, they're holding camps there, and even before the Jan Dhan Yojana was launched, the Kanashri was launched at earlier scheme, it's launched in 1st October 2013, we have been opening in a camp mode. So the manager goes to the school, sits with the girls, and there's a special form because it's a zero balance account. They don't even need any money to open the account. They don't have to go to the bank individually. So it has been decided in the state level bankers committee, which is headed by our Honorable Finance Minister. From that, every bank is going for school and helping them to open the accounts. And they are all genuine accounts, I can assure you. There's nothing of that sort.
Thank you, ma'am. We do have to close up this session. I'm so thankful for each one of you for your questions. One of our recommendations is please use the lunchtime, which is next, for further conversations and dialogue with the panelists. Before we leave, can we give all the panelists a round of applause? And two more things. Let me just close my time, since I have the podium, with one of my favorite poems. When the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world shall not be broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms toward perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by deed into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake.
Well, thank you everybody for that passion. Before everybody leaves, I just want to inform you, lunch will start right now. Before you go, there will be 2 lines for lunch. Do make sure to get your lunch and do have if you have any questions for the panelists, for the people, it's a good time to ask questions. Lunch के दौरान आप panelists से पूछिए अगर आपके पास और सवाल है, ठीक है? Also, before you go, it's very important, before you go back to the 2 minutes, I know we're hungry, so am I. One thing we want to do is, right after lunch, there's going to be parallel sessions as a part of this conference, or the conclave. And you can go to any one you choose to, and they're going to be in both Angrezi and Hindi. They're going to be in English and Hindi, so you can discuss more in case you want to go. So one of the parallel sessions is in the Iris room. That will be on safe migration and labor trafficking. That will be in the Iris room. The parallel session number 2, media responses to human trafficking rights-based media reporting. That will be in the Astor room. Rehabilitation of survivors, corporate social responsibility. That will be in Exora 2. Responses to cross-border trafficking and SART protocol. That will be in Exora 1. So you can pick and choose which conference, which session you want to go to. If you feel one is not fitting your needs, go to the next one. But there's also a great opportunity for you to ask questions both in Hindi and English. Okay, so thank you very much, and now we break off for lunch. Thank you.